disadvantages, right? Now, why are we doing that? Because every person's needs are different. Just because she has a life insurance policy, just because she has a bond, it might not be something you can handle, depending on your risk or what your needs are. Some people, your kids are already grown, others are just trying to start getting pregnant, so the plans are different. That is why she will be educating you, and I will give you a sample of that. Another important thing, why people just have a few accounts, like we've seen before, is because they do not know that they have the power of choice. No one has showed them. Now, Judith is going, with her license, she has access to so many companies, both here in the US and Canada, because she's recognized as a financial professional, right? So what does that mean? She will know every company, what they provide, so that when you come to her and you're like, by the way, I think I need to set up a college fund, she will know the best company. Just like you go shopping for auto insurance, right? And you say Geico, you say State Farm. Now, for the financial business, we are here. We are the guys to talk to. All of you have Fidelity, right? Have you heard of Fidelity?
Yes.
Do you have accounts with Fidelity?
Yes.
Brokerage accounts, right? All your 401ks are here, because Fidelity has most of the people's 401ks.
My 401k and my pension.
And your pension, exactly. But have you heard of any other? Transamerica Capital Group, they had for Crump. This Crump has almost 100 companies, because it's an agency, right? Have you heard of this?
Well, I've heard of all of them. I'm in insurance.
Oh, you're in insurance. Oh, perfect. So you have a licensed are you licensed also?
Not that kind of insurance.
Oh.
I do liabilities.
Liability. So at least you could have an idea, an exposure, right? So what do these companies do, and the kind of things they do, the products they have, or the services that Judith is extending to you? Our target is individuals. It doesn't matter which stage of life you're at, because everyone has different needs. A child will have needs in case the parents, God called them, or if you're getting married, starting your new career, everyone has needs. And it's now us who are trained to know, okay, what are your needs right now? How can we really leverage? Because not everything is for someone. So we work with families. Actually, for me, my target is women. Because once I know the woman understands, I know she will influence all her family. So this is why when Judith got a license, I was like, you know what, if you're looking for someone to help you, I'm for the women, I'm coming, right? I'll drive, I'll come. So what do we really do for women? This is what Judith is going to be doing, retirement planning. We start with the elderly, right? The oldest person in the family. The biggest question for the clients that have worked with the elderly, they fear most is outliving their money. I'll say that again. They fear that the savings they have might not be sufficient in case they stay longer. Living longer. So when I say outliving their money, why? And guess what? This is the problem. Most of them, they've been saving their retirement money in the 401k, which is in the stock market, Wall Street. So it's in the variable market. It's going up and down. China and US are fighting, it goes down. Now Trump is happy, it comes back up. Tesla said something, it goes down. The rocket fell, it goes down. So they are just on the verge of what if the year I'm retiring is when it actually collapses. And you know what, the problem is we cannot predict when it will come back up, right? It does come back up, but you have to be patient. It's not for the weak. So we call this a variable, and this is what financial advisors are telling people. They never really teach them on this basis of like, guys, let's put in the fact of stewardship, protection, and preservation. So also what people don't know, these elderly people, they end up paying management fees every single year. Someone is managing your 401k, right? So you pay management fees whether it worked, the market was up or down. And that is around 2% of whatever you invested. Now let me show you guys, right? This is a 401k. This is someone who bought the S&P 500 index, right? That is, let's assume that's the 401k, right? Or mutual funds, or IRA. You're in the marketplace, and this is real data from 1997. You started with $250,000. Let's go until COVID, because we know what happened, right? Now let's go slowly. The first 2 years, the market was really good. highest 26%. He got a profit up to, he added almost 100 something money. You see here? But guess what? Do you guys who have lived a little longer, do you remember 2000, 2002, what happened? Because this is real data, right? This was the housing crash. No, the dot-com crash.
Oh yeah,
dot-com crash,
Dot-com,
the Internet
yeah.
of Things, right?
Mhm.
So you see, people lost, if you add the consecutively, if you add this percentage, they lost up to 50% of their portfolio. Now, you had to wait a little longer for you money to start coming back, the one you lost, because when you lose, there is no protection, right? Now, let's go back. You see, the guy lost and went back to even less than he had started with. These are 5 years of wasted investment. Imagine this was the retirement age. You see what we are doing here?
Yeah.
Now let's go. When the market goes up, for you, you will look at the numbers that, oh, it went up by positive and you're happy. But what you forget, there is no compounding factor. You have to first fill the gap
Right.
to refill the gap that was lost before it starts actually going up. So that is why 401ks do not compound automatically like people think. Any brokerage stock, bond, mutual funds, they do not compound, right? Now, let's go back. Now the market starts going up again. Maybe he regains a little over what he lost. Housing crash of 2008. The market lost by 43%. See what? Back to less than the principal we started with after 10 years. This is the story of so many people who are planning to retire in America and they don't understand what they signed at their workplace. So, going forward, you know what happened to COVID, and if this guy was to retire in 2022, he would have made 847 after 25 years. Now, this looks good money, right? But it's not for the time that you've wasted 25 years. Now, let me show you. The 401k is tax deferred. What does that mean? You have been growing money with a silent partner IRS. They are waiting for you when you're going to retire to have their bites. And if you refuse to start getting out the RMDs at 73, they are going to penalize you. So whether you use it or not, they are penalizing you. Now let me show you something. What's the tax bracket? Mama, you know your tax bracket? You know how much tax they are taking. You don't have to tell us the real number, just a percentage. Have you ever started to calculate that? Anyone have an idea?
20%.
Oh, that? Oh,
30-something%.
they are laughing you. I love that.
Yeah.
The real one is 35, right?
Yeah.
So let's use 35. Mama, they are being generous.
Yeah.
So let's remove 35% from here. Okay, let me be conservative. Remove 25%. You see all those 25 years? Now, what are we really helping here, people? We tell you guys that this is how money grows. If you can understand it, you will make a better decision, right? There are 3 ways money grows. There is the fixed one. This is your bank. I call it the graveyard account. You've buried your money and you're happy because you can check and see it. But it's not growing. If you want to tell me high yield saving, I can show you the math. High yield savings, they start you plus with 5%, but the more money you put, the more they reduce it. They keep reducing it until you can't even beat inflation. This is where, if you're storing your money in the bank, my sister is from Kenya, if you're storing your money in the bank, don't worry, I understand. But if you're keeping your money in the bank, this is preservation of poverty. You're preserving poverty, and that is what your kids are going to learn. Now, we've already talked about the 401k. IRA, Roth IRA, these are all in this marketplace. Someone, they are trading on your behalf. If you lose, it's not my fault. As long as for me, I have something. I'm just helping. This is where our people are perishing. Guess what? Have you guys heard of indexed account? An indexed account, like the companies I'm going to show you that we work with, they help take on the risk of investment. Now, if you have these aggressive risk tolerant people, they can say, no, me, I don't mind going to the stock market. God bless you. Go, if you get, you get, if you lose, you lose. But so many of us are risk intolerant. We cannot risk that. We work so hard. So, what the companies we work with do, right? They take the risk of investment. They will give you the growth as the market goes. However, when you're losing, they protect you. They guarantee at least a minimum interest of 1%. So meaning, this year, because we know Iran and America have been fighting and the market has been sinking, you're guaranteed that you will never lose your principal and the 1% at least will be there. Do not underestimate the power of 1% when people in the previous slide were actually getting negative. Where this person got a negative, for you will have a 1%, meaning your money is compounding, right? Okay, so that is what we do. We help you show you accounts where you can transfer money to that index so that it starts growing. Now I will tell you, so in the marketplace, we saw big percentages like 30% gains, right? But here, because they are putting the risk, they are taking the risk, they could have indexes that are capped, meaning you can only get up to 15% or 10%, but also they have accounts that can let you eat of everything from the market. So now that's why we are licensed, so that we help you choose according to the historical data of what these indexes have done. Now, what is Judith going to help you guys show you accounts where we can transfer index and which company to use. Now let me show you an example mathematically. You remember this? We've just seen it, the 401k guy, right? Yeah. Now let's get an indexed account, and one of the examples is the 7702 code, IRS code. This is a tax code. If you want to read, go and read about it. And this particular account is called the Index Universal Life. It's a life insurance policy whereby people grow money. I know, right? It's shocking, right? Because we think life insurance is about death, right? But I'm using that example. Now, the conditions, like I told you, because the company is taking the risk of investment, they will give you their conditions, right? Because you fear going to the market. So they will say, okay, we are going to provide a protection, which is the floor rate is 0.75%. Every time the market is going down in negatives, you will never have a negative. That is the guarantee. Then, for the particular index this client chose, it was giving them 15% per annum in case the market goes up, right? So let's see. Let's just concentrate the first 2 years when the market went up to 26, right? This guy in the stock market got, right? So he's happy. For this one, they gave them the cap of 15%, just like a contract says. Guess what? He is a little less than the other person, right? Yeah. So now this was the right time for this guy to get out the money from the market, if only he could predict, right? Now, but we are assuming they're all retiring at 25 years of investment. Now see, the 3 years of the dot-com crash, mama, see, for us, we are protected. While you're registering your negatives, I am protected, and now see, I'm winning you. Because you're back to 225, I'm in 338. Let's go to 2008. This person went back to 207, right? Yeah. Let me use my hand to show you. We get the base, the floor rate, $500,000. This is the power of compound interest. I'm not losing what I gained from last year. I'm just adding on, even though it's minimum. 25 years later, guess what? Tax. He has 465. Tax. We remove our tax of 25, conservative. This is the take-home retirement. This money can make sense if you're going to fly back to Africa. Yeah. But here in America, and you're old, you need long-term care, baby girl, right? This is the story of so many, and when you see people on the streets, don't judge them. It's because they glitch them, right? Now here, let's go here. In this tax code is tax-free. That is why I put numbers so that people can go and read. Guess what? As we grow 1.4, it's a tax-free account. They are not going to take a tax because it's linked to a life insurance of that individual where you named your beneficiary. So anytime they are saying anything, it's your name that comes up or your children in case you're dead. That is how the wealth people of this country are leveraging. Has anyone ever had a person who say, I borrowed against my death benefit? How is that possible? I'm not dead. These are the strategies. Wow. And so many people don't know, but I'm glad Judith now knows. Because if she has just served us food, so I wouldn't think a selfish person can cook food and serve us, right? So as you share the food, also feed the people knowledge.
Amen.
That is why I'm here, right? Anyone has an indexed account? Anyone has an indexed account? This kind of account?
I just got one after getting this information.
And be lucky you qualified.
And
because
at my age, and I qualified. I just thank God for that.
I didn't know that she would allow me to share that, but I wanted to put a picture just to show her application that it was approved.
Okay, go ahead. I'm in front of the cat. Go ahead.
I'll show them mine.
Okay.
We are regulated by the health thing, but I can show mine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about compounding. Compounding is when, I'm going to show you the numbers, right? We all studied some math to some level, right, in school. They taught us economics, commerce. You guys in Uganda used to do accounts and I don't even know the difference anymore. Right?
Accounts and
But
economics.
guess what? They taught us interest and theoretically, but no one actually told us how to apply it. Kama mbaya, I have PhD in science, but I didn't know how to even understand a compounding interest account on it. We don't even ask our bank managers, does it compound, because they know it and they don't care anymore. All they need is the deposit to use. Now, let me show you the difference between a simple and compound interest, right? Imagine, let me say Judith, right? And me, we all have $100,000. The plan is to retire after 40 years, right? And Judith goes to the bank manager where they give simple interest, puts her money there, right? We are not adding any more money, just a starting principle. That. Now me, I also have the same money, promise the same interest rate, but I go to a compound interest. Indexed accounts, because of that protection that will never go down, it makes sure money is just adding on, money is just adding on. Now let me show you the thing. The very first year, because we all have the same money we started with, they're not going to manufacture money you haven't given them, right? Right? So all of us, 10% of 100K is 10,000. So we all have 10,000. We look the same. Compound interest is a factor of money and time. That is why we deal with people who are patient. If you want quick, go to the stock market. If you want quick, go to Bitcoin. If you crash, we are not doing that. We are about financial stewardship and legacy. Long term, think long term. Now let me show you. Simple interest, when the bank is going to give you for the next year, they are going to go back to the money you started with and say 10% of what you started with. What is 10% of 100K? Another 10K. So they are going to add you another 10K. Please don't, I hope I'm not boring because I don't want to see anyone sleeping. I just want us to like engage, right? Right? Now, let me surprise you. If you understand year 2, that is the same principle, right? Now, what compound interest does, remember the index accounts whereby you never lose. If the market is, even though it's in negative, they will still give you the little money, right? So that little money they've added, the 1% or 0.75%, is going to be topped onto your principal. So that is now is the new hen. So I should assume this was our hen and the interest was the egg, right? Now we have our hen that we started with the egg it produced in the first year. Now in the second year for compound interest, our hen and now the egg also becomes a hen to give us interest. What does that mean? When they are giving us, they're going to give us 10% of 110,000. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So they are using this as the new balance, and now that is where I start beating you. I have an extra 1,000 that comes from 10K they added previously.
Yeah.
And if we go by that, guess what? Guess what? 10 years later, 20 years later, you have 300. I have 672. Wow. Now let me shock you so that you will understand this scientist, what he's saying. How many of you have a mortgage? Okay. Let's assume we took a mortgage of 300K in America. That's what you borrowed genuinely from the bank or whatever, right? If you look at your contract you signed, up to the 30 years of you paying the mortgage, what was the total? Isn't it almost double?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Compound interest
Is it coming to you or to the bank?
to the bank.
That is why Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, the bank, earns it. He who does not, you who took out the mortgage, you will pay for it. So what does it mean? After 30 years, you are going to have paid money that is worth buying 2 houses. One for you and the one for the bank manager. Now you might say, I don't have a mortgage, but you have credit cards, you have car loan. By the time you're done with those minimum payments, you've doubled. That is when my people perish because of lack of knowledge. The question is, can't we access these accounts too, like the bank, so that also as we get interest compounding? Because guess what? Judith and I, after 40 years planning to retire, Judith has just added 400,000. Because that is 40 years times 10K. Can anyone take a guess of how much I have in my bucket? Because these are 40 years of compounding.
Maybe 5 million.
So the question is, who of these people will retire and keep retired here in America?
Compound one.
And wouldn't you want something like that, honestly, if you knew about it? Now guess what? These are the people, because the bank will send you a bank form for you to file taxes on the money you gain. 25% you lose, and we see these elderly people back to Walmart pushing the cart. Not to disrespect, but that is not, I get hurt when I see that. Because for us back in Uganda, however much they call us third world countries, an elderly woman would be in her house somewhere with a farm and people helping her.
Right.
I tell you.
That is what Madam Judith learned to teach you guys. Let me show you the accounts that do compounding. Your checkings account, savings account, CDs, they do not, unless you're going to get interest and return it, you manually do it. But they don't, right? 401k, we've already seen the stock market, right? Some people will tell you, no, whenever I get interest, I put it back. That is you doing it manually, right? But still, when you lose, you're losing. If anyone heard of indexed annuities? No, just like you hear the word indexed, they follow that growth that I'm showing you, the one that protects. When you see the word indexed, just know it is an account that protects your gains. Now annuities, I will show you, and those are ideal for people who are 50 and above, right? Because for them, they need you when you have the lump sum. However, people who can't qualify for annuities, we take them to life insurance, because it's also an indexed account, but there are different types of life insurance. That's why I was asking my sister from Liberia, I was asking her what type of life insurance. Because not all life insurance grows you money or is indexed. You need to know, and that is what Judith is also taught to help you. Bonds do not compound, right? And then college fund, this traditional college fund, Mama, I'll show you that there is an alternative you can also explore for your kid. Because this traditional college fund comes with limitations that no one has time to explain to you. As long as you sign the contract and you're giving them money, they will take it to the stock market to grow them, right? That is why we are here, right? Another thing, as your money is saved and is growing, who wouldn't want to save on taxes? I'm not saying not paying taxes, I'm saying saving on taxes. All of us are supposed to pay tax, right?
Yeah.
When you get a salary, you pay tax. But do you know there are tax codes the worst people in this country are using to not pay a lot of tax?
Donald Trump is.
You always say Trump doesn't pay tax, Amazon doesn't pay tax, yet they always ship things to your back door. Every single day they are getting millions and millions. How? It's because they know something you're not doing.
Yeah.
But no one is stopping it because you don't know. And that's why we are educating. Now, when you have this code of long-term care on an account, you can write it off on taxes, mostly businesses. So we also help businesses educate them on how to leverage. TEFRA 7.3, it is a plan that can grow you tax deferred. Within, these are tax codes, you guys should actually take a picture.
Yeah.
Take a picture, teach yourself. Let's help each other, because once you know, you're going to help other people, right? DEFRA, the 772 I was showing you, the Index Universal Life, right? You can take out money tax-free. That is why people say I borrowed against my death benefit. Sorry?
Why do they cover that? Why
That is why they say I borrowed against my death benefit. Does anyone, apart from Mama who said, you said you can borrow against your life insurance? Yes. Apart from her, anyone has ever heard of a life insurance policy where you can borrow against your policy? Like you borrow, you start using the death benefit before death and you can build wealth out of it.
Mine is after certain years before I can borrow.
Is it a whole life?
Yes.
Up to what, after what time?
I don't even know how to find out.
So we have Judith. We can schedule an appointment and
I think
we
mine is
analyze
after
it.
5 years before I can borrow.
Why is it so long?
I don't know.
It shouldn't be so long. Okay,
Maybe.
we can help you review it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Judith. All right. Then Tamra, this plan is given to beneficiaries. That is a code. Those index accounts, you actually name your beneficiaries. You see,
Come to you and do
you see how in Africa parents die and the relatives start coming to crash to take the things they never worked for, and they leave the kids on the streets. Now these plans help you take control. And once you set them up, we hide them in a trust, so they can't track you. Because if you don't even know about the trust, you don't even have a will. Mama, you say that you're going back to China. Trust me, as long as the money you've been making is from the American system, they will look for you, you have a social security. They will find you and they have to balance your estate. We call it an estate. We help with how to protect yourself from the probate court. I'll show you. Annuities, these are for the retirees, Mama. You're planning to retire, we can guarantee, we set up an annuity where they guarantee you income for life. Income for life. So it's your little money that you've saved, and your fear is, I might outlive it, so we annuitize it. This is not a new one. If you watch soccer, you've seen the Rotary people who win, they always have a little thing and say, this price is annuitized, this money is annuitized, because they want to pay it to you bits and bits and it's growing. And that is what we do for our retirees. But the contract is, you're giving her money until she's dying, or she dies, guaranteed. Right? And if her money is not yet finished, they will put it, when she dies, they will send it to the beneficiaries. These are things our people need to know, and that's all index accounts. You took a picture before I change this? Because you need to know these codes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, those codes, if I'm to group them, did you know that in America we have 3 buckets, tax buckets? All those accounts I showed you previously, we can put them in 3 buckets. And if you understand the bucket, ask Judith if I'm gone, or if you want to talk to me directly. How do I go from this bucket to the other? All of us know the first 2 buckets. So tax deferred, that is your IRA, that is your 401k, your 403s, everything. They are waiting for you until retirement. Now let me ask you guys. Right now you have expenses to write off on taxes. The children are still growing, and you even get children's credit, right? The 2,000.
Oh, when
Right
you get to
now-
certain age, you don't get a credit no more.
Up to 18.
Up to
18.
Exactly.
But I don't get no more. Both
That
my
is
kids.
where I'm coming, Mama, so that you can feel the pain. I'm
Yes.
coming so I can
It
tell you
hurts.
feel the pain, right? Right now you have a mortgage, so you get some benefit of a house owner, whatever, on taxes. Now they're waiting for you at retirement. When your kids are all grown, they no longer get that credit. So you have less expenses to write off. Your kids are grown, you're no longer paying them fees. Your mortgage is paid up. Now it puts you to a higher tax bucket.
It's true.
So the person who was paying 20% tax, now you're paying 25%, because now your income is more than your expenditure, so there's nothing writing off. Your social security, I've had clients, elderly clients, they were supposed to get 1,500 social security, now it's reducing day by day, and one of them had cancer. I'm like, how cruel are these people? Like, how do you give a cancer person 800 per month in America to do what?
No.
So we tell people there are buckets, there are accounts you can hide your money, which won't count against your social security, because at that point they are looking at you like a rich retiree like this. But if you hid money in the right bucket, it's set in the system that they will not consider that as income. Now, taxable. That is stock market, mama, who is in the stock market, the one who is in the bonds, right? Bank accounts, that is taxable. That's why we file taxes every single year. Are you with me, ladies?
Yes.
Right? However, did you know about the tax-free bucket?
Come and park here.
Yes.
She has a Roth IRA, which is very nice,
Okay, you can come in.
right? You have a Roth IRA? You have a Roth? Okay, that's nice. So that is tax-free, right? Which is very nice. Then there is a Roth 401k if you want to leverage tax buckets. And then the insurance, the indexed universal life insurance. Money there goes tax-free. That's why the wealth people are borrowing against their policies. Building estates, they bring it back. It works in the system. Borrow against it, take the kid to school. So you're borrowing from yourself because you're the one who does the premiums anyway. And they're just helping you grow the money, right? Now, let me show you something. The problem, these tax-free buckets, the Roth, the insurance, the bonds, and the college fund. The problem, as you can see, the problem with the Roth IRA is you also have to wait until you're 59 and a half, depending on which state, to use your money. But this is, when you're still young, is the right time to build wealth. Now, why are you waiting for 59 when you're starting to get tired, right? Am I saying liquidate your Roth IRA? No. But you can start engaging other portfolios, right? College planning. Judith is going to help you, show you how to get your kids into the $1 million babies that we hear in America. You've heard of the what? $1 million babies? Oh, how long have you been in America? Hey, sir, you look like a $1 million baby. Have you heard of a $1 million baby? Okay, let me explain this thing.
Knowledge is now.
Exactly, you're welcome. So, allow me to use the color term, right? The white people. They are children.
You okay?
Just the lead.
In America, remember, children get their social security at 2 weeks. So basically, the baby is 0 years. Now, that social security, if you have it, it allows you to enter the financial equation of America. So what the parents go, they go and buy index universal life insurance or variable, right? That grows them cash value against their babies. So they can say, cover my baby for $1 million. That is where the word comes, $1 million baby. Now, that means they have already established an instant estate for the child. That child is worth $1 million. Not like selling, but on their head should anything happen. Now, what is the leverage? Because they are very young and there is no risk, the money you need to grow into that account faster is smaller than you, an adult. Because for you, you could be higher risk right now, and for you to start growing money faster, you might need to put, for example, $500. Yet for that child, because they are low risk, they know they still have a long life to live, you're putting $50 for $1 million. I'm just giving an example. So the parents are leveraging their kids' accounts to grow them money faster. But also this is how I hope we are helping clients do this. We can say, hello. Hi.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Seattle.
You're the one, right? You're the one, right? Nice to see you in person. All right. You're welcome, ladies. Yeah, we thank the Lord.
So much.
Okay. Now, let's back up a little bit, right? You're a parent, you set up your kids, the one people, they set up their kids, those insurance policies. So, for you, you're thinking they bought life insurance for their kids, which is okay, it's nice, right? And we are not talking about death here. We are using it as a leverage account to grow money and preserve wealth, right? Now, this is the thing. Now, for us as licensed professionals, we tell the parents, rather than open that traditional 5 to 9, where the kids' money is taken, a college fund, to the stock market, use the 7702 code, which grows index, so that when this kid is 18 and wants to get this money, they are not restricted just for college. I'll say that again. This 5 to 9 is a traditional college fund, meaning any money you're growing in there is specifically for college. Should that kid say, Mama, I want to go play soccer, I don't want to go to school, you're doomed.
Yeah.
If they tell you, depending on how you set it, if it was specifically for state bound, Georgia, and the boy wants to go to New York, trust me, you'll never get that
Yeah.
money. And by the way, that money is in the stock market, just so you know. Right? Now, we tell clients or parents, you can leverage the 772 call. Yes, they will think it's a life insurance policy, which is not bad to also have for a kid, right? Because anything can happen sometimes, anyway, right? Now, this gives you an open growth where you can access money because you will be the owner of the policy, even though the kid is insured, but also it's not restricted for college. That is why you see the white kids, by 18, they have already a credit score of 800, and you're like, how? Because the parents put them in the system. Did you know that you can add your kid as an authorized user on your credit cards so that you can grow them credit score as early? Did you know that?
No. Yeah.
And if you've been here 20 years and your kids have not been on the card yet, you have a good score, you're doing them no justice. Add them as authorized user. They are not going to swipe it, obviously. You'll be controlling it, but at least you're building them. That's what the white people do. Now, just like credit score, the 772, they enter them into the system. When that money is growing, the mother can access it, or the parent, because you're the guardian, and use it for whatever. But also, if you're disciplined enough, while you leave it, the kid can get the first installment for the first house, first car. They don't have to go credit. Student loans, those are the things I am so against. People, let me tell you a story. When I first come, I went to visit this church. Actually, it's still the church I serve in, Passion City Church. It's in Lynbridge, Atlanta, right? And you know how you gather after church, you're chatting with people, and then I see a white guy, like, he's coming, talking to us, but as if he's rushing somewhere. I'm like, can you be calm? Like, what's happening? He's like, I'm trying to run so they can give me a lift. Like, it was a lift, like a ride, sorry, yeah? Oh, you understand the ride. So, and for me, it was baffling me because I saw like here a car is a necessity, however old it is or how it looks, as long as you have it, you're okay. So I was like, oh, but why don't you like get a car? Because I see a car is a normal thing, so like in Africa where, so I was genuinely just asking, he told me, I decided every Monday that I'm working to first pay my student loan and then I will leave. That thing broke my heart. Now, who is talking? 32-year-old boy. How long is he going to pay the student loan, which keeps on compounding? Maybe 40 years. So he will start leaving. But let's be genuine, right? So, but this happens in the black families too, and a lot of it. So what parents do, the white folks, they kickstart their kids early. Now, as your kid is looking for 10K to start to buy the first car or whatever, you know what I mean, the other one already has a credit score that can get him the first rental property. And this is what you can also do for your kids, so you can give them open mind, right? So mama, that 529, I'm not saying cancel it because it depends on how far you've gone with it, but trust me, we can also help you look at this and how you can leverage, because this money you can access it right now and use, depending on how you find it. Second last, Judith, as a licensed financial professional, is also going to help you. Not, it's okay. Me, I will answer for myself. Or I will ask Judith, since we are in our house, right? How many days forward can you survive if you stopped working and maintain the lifestyle of your family and your loved ones right now?
30 days.
That's
2
a
weeks.
lot. 2 weeks. Okay, let's go with the 30 days, right? Because it's a bit longer. Anyone wants to answer? You don't have to be shy. Let's just, because when you open and you become real to yourself, this is how you get help, really. How many days forward can you survive? Papa, you're the only gentleman. We need to hear some best here. How many days forward can you survive and maintain your lifestyle with your family if you stopped working today? 1 week. So let me go with the, let me not be unfair. I just want someone who has a longer time. You think it's longer than 30 days? My friend, did you eat some food? 2 months. Okay, so we go with the 2 months. All right. Now let me ask you, Mama, how long have you worked your lifetime here in America? Just America.
So 5th year, but it also depends on my lifestyle. That's the part I'm talking about.
Your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not how long I've worked, it's my lifestyle. I'm a minimalist, so I don't need much.
Yes. Let's maintain the minimalist. Just the way you are, just the lifestyle. That's what I'm asking. You keep it minimalist, but how many years have you worked for in total?
This is gonna be 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. I wanted to use someone who has worked for longer. I think it would sink more. 20 years in
Yeah.
America? You
Yeah,
worked for 20 years?
19, and I've worked all those years.
Okay, but you said you could only survive 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So how can you make sense? That make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I've worked for 20 years, but I can barely survive for 2 weeks.
Meaning
What's
my
wrong?
job is my life. I have to go to work if I have to maintain myself.
But also, I'm asking, the job pays you money. How come you cannot survive for 2 weeks?
It enters and leaves.
Exactly. So that's why we have to learn how do we make it grow and preserve it so that it can sustain us for the rainy days. You remember that story of the virgins? The 10 virgins, the 5 foolish ones who didn't preserve any oil as they are waiting for the groom, because you never know when the groom will come. The rain, the disaster, the COVID will come. And the ones who had were like, no, we have sufficient, go buy yourself your oil. By the time they came back, it was too late. Now, let me twist this question again. Now we are not talking, assume the job is there. They are actually looking for you to work, they have a place for you. But the problem is, now you can't work. They are calling you, Amazon is calling you, Microsoft is calling you, you're the guru, you're the heartbeat, you're the, you know all the programming, but you are down with a critical or chronic illness and you cannot work. Actually, now let me even make it harder, because real life is hard sometimes. Now, on top of the little savings that could barely survive on 2 weeks, now you have an illness to treat. So you barely now will survive with one chemotherapy. And this is real life for people. Like real life, let's not even play. Real life. Now the question is, do you have an income replacement account? Don't tell me about your disability from your work, where they are going to give you 60%, then they reduce it to 40%, then they reduce it to 10%, and after 6 months they are tired of you, they replace you, because you're a liability. Do you have a personal account that guarantees you that it will pay out at least a certain thing if you got critically or chronically ill? Because if you don't, the white folks have life insurance with living benefits. That living benefits, it says, in case this person has an heart attack, a stroke, a cancer, name it, whatever you see in here, a certain percentage of their death benefit pays out, so it can help them, right? And if it's chronic illnesses, that is, you can't do at least 2 day activities of daily living, right? Honestly, this is about age. It's not because you're sick, it's just age. The more you grow, the weaker some bones are not moving anymore like they used to move. So the earlier you think about it, the better for you, right? Now, while we don't do this, right? This is where we always go. Go find me. This thing scared me the moment I came to America, because I was in all these Ugandan communities, African communities, trying to connect, right? And these are the most posts I was seeing. Go find me, go find me, go find me. I left my family back home and I'm like, oh, my mother loves me, but she doesn't even know the plane to America. What if something happened to me? Whom did I know? Did I even know Judith? To ask for, Judith, could you give me 1K right now if I needed it?
I don't have it.
Mama, can you give me 2,000? So what makes you think when you get a problem, a critical or chronic illness, someone will give you more than $20? Because everyone has their own things going on. It's not because they are mean, right? Now, this GoFundMe, this was a friend of mine, Nance. She came to America before me. She was called Shamil. She died, obviously, right? She worked so much during COVID. While she got a problem and went to GoFundMe, this is what people were collecting. Now, for me, I just come to America, I didn't understand a lot of things. If only I knew, probably, and I was here with her, probably, and we knew this information, probably would have set up something. She died and they took the body back home. But you see what the GoFundMe wrote. What can that do for someone? Right? Now, let's look at a better example of Jane from Ghana, who acted on time. You see? You know West Africans, what I like about them. Unlike us, we are a bit slow. For them, when they understand...
They hear, they take it quick.
So Jenny from Ghana acted, and she had a policy, I think it was with Transamerica, right? So this one I asked for permission to use because we relate with our own people. So it's not my client, and I don't know her, right? Now, see what the check paid out. She had taken out a $2 million policy, and this is the money, 1.6. Had she ever put $1 million policy? No. She was crushed in whatever, but it paid out. And the family, yes, it was bad, it happened, but guess what? It would still have happened even though she didn't have it. It paid out, and they were able to take the body to pay off the house that she had taken out, and the husband could survive too with the kids, right? Now, here we are just starting to even educate our black folks. But the whites, this is normal life. They do it. This is Scott, he's our client. He accepted us to share this information. Scott is a healthy man, as you can see. He's not obese. He went to the gym, but the heart failed him. One day, just the heart failed him. Stroke. He goes to the hospital. While you are worrying about what your children will eat, whether your husband should stop working to take care of you, Scott, the company pays out $353. He tops up his mortgage, he pays out the hospital bills, and he also doesn't lose his car. And life goes back. He got well. Because the worry is getting well, not finances anymore. Right? Yeah. So we are what just Judith is going to be helping you. We want to turn GoFundMe to me fund me. Fund yourself. Do not look at other people. I always tell my sister is older than me, but we have the hardest talks, you know, those crude talks. I'm like, no one is going to come to save you. Everyone is thinking about someone, themselves. Let's talk about even parents. There's a time you reach when you've done your best nurturing your kids, and now your time for you to live your life, right? So I was telling her that. So think forward. You want to, you take a picture? Yes, think forward. My dear, think forward. Lastly, Judith is licensed to help you. That license she has, she can now access lawyers, estate lawyers. What is those estate lawyers going to help you? Has anyone heard about probate court? Anyone knows probate court? What do you know about it, Mama? Oh, just the name. Mama,
So the probate court, they control your property once you die if you don't put it in a trust when you are alive.
Exactly.
All your accounts.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything under your name.
Yeah. Now I want to ask someone.
No, even if you have a will, you have to put it in a trust.
My friend, you're very quiet, but let me ask you something. Do you have an estate? How long have you been in America? 2.5 years. Maybe. Okay, let me ask you. Sir, Olga, how long have you been in America? 4 years. Do you have an estate? Oh, okay. Who has an estate?
What do you mean, like, yeah, I got
Just answer yes or no.
Yes.
Who has an estate? You have an estate. So only one person has an estate. Judith, do you have an estate?
Define what an estate is.
Okay. So, every one of us. Mama, are you above 18? The one who just, okay.
Slightly above.
Except the young lady who was seated there. All of us above 18, we have an estate. What is an estate? Whenever we ask people about estate, they think we are talking about real estate, a house like this one, right? An estate is both your assets. Assets are things that bring you value, cash, your children, they bring you value, like they improve your life. And then liabilities are the things that take out money from you. Car loan, mortgage right now, you might say, yes, I own it, it's building equity, but still it's a liability because when the roof breaks out, you still have to pay your mortgage and repair it, right? Unless it was bringing in money as a rental property, that makes it an asset. Now, You have understood the estate, right? Now, America has what we call the estate and the probate court. This is a court system that they put in place that if you die and you did not plan and hide your riches or assets in a trust, and you don't have any will in place, actually the wills are also overridden.
Yeah.
So it's just the trust.
The trust.
Trust is like you transfer ownership. It doesn't mean you lose ownership, but it's a trust. It's somewhere, right? When you die here in America, a dead man also has to pay their debt, and you have to pay your taxes. Mr. Trump is not coming to rescue you just because you died. And guess what? Every day people die, so it's first come, first serve. This down court can take up to 3 years depending in California. Because it's first come, first serve. Who died first? Why is it there? It is there to plan for those people who don't plan when they are alive.
Mm-hmm.
What do? Once they are planning to settle your debts, your debtors, and anything you left unpaid, they will have to freeze your accounts. The checkings, the savings, the CDs, the 401k, the stock markets, the bonds, the college fund. Why are they freezing them? Anything you see in red, why are they freezing them? So that your relatives don't start touching it before they settle your estate. So they won't care that your kid has to go to school, and that is how people lose their homes in foreclosure. They will freeze them, and we have real examples. This guy in Black Panther, the one who died,
Yeah.
the cinema, the probate court took almost $250,000 from their estate. The guy who did Cash App, who was murdered on the street,
Yeah.
go and read about what probate court did to their estate. And actually for him it was so shameful that they had to do a GoFundMe. Is it because he was poor? No. They froze those damn accounts. But let me tell you, I have good news. We have lawyers, right, we work with to not only help you do wills and trusts for your estates, but also on a personal level, we can set indexes, index annuities or life insurance, whereby your money is growing, but you have named already your beneficiaries. So it's money that is planned for. Now, once we set them up, you've already assigned beneficiaries, we can help you hide them in a trust. So you remove your ownership completely. Now, there are different types of trusts, but those are things we can go with in the lawyer. They show you the revocable, irrevocable. Revocable is when you can make changes. Irrevocable is when you say, this is how I want it. I have a couple, he told me, I don't trust my children. Period. So my trust, you let them write it in such a way that if they get married and they divorce, money doesn't go to them. It goes to my grandchildren. You see, they are trying to preserve wealth, and this is what we are all about, stewardship. Right? Yes, ma'am.
So trust only becomes active after you die?
No, the trust we can
There was a
activate
living,
it
they
now.
have a living trust.
Yeah, it's a living trust. Yeah. Actually, it has to be there before you die.
Yeah.
I mean, what I meant is when you set it up,
Eh,
can you access it or it
Yes.
can only be accessed after
Irrevocable,
you
yeah.
You
die?
can access it if we do irrevocable.
Okay.
Yes. And we can still, so we have free consultations with our lawyers. Me, I'm there to just take you to the right person. You can ask questions, like we can prepare and know what we have in the estate so that when we go there, we utilize our consultation very, very well. Right? You want, oh, okay. Take a picture, please. So this is what Miss Judith is going to be helping us as a licensed financial professional. By the way, I brought books here. If you a reader, just to take a picture and know, because this information is out there. People write, they say success leaves tracks, right? The information is there. It's just because people don't read. They are only on social media always, and they do not read, right? Okay. So let me show you something. Mama, you said you have life insurance. On the protection side of your life, right? We've already talked about protecting your estate, but now on your life, why wouldn't you protect your life? If you have auto insurance, you're protecting your car, you have renter's insurance, yet you're the engine that is running everything. Just think about how sometimes we are just interested. But now I want to tell you something. Usually when we talk about life insurance, people think it's about death. Do you see any word death in this sentence? It is life insurance. Death benefit is a privilege you get if you have a life insurance. Should you die, we guarantee we shall pass this amount to your children. That is the benefit. A benefit, right? But now, people are leveraging life insurance to grow their money in an indexed environment. Let me show you. There are 4 types of life insurance. Mama, I'm talking to you now for you. Huh? Because you said you have life insurance. Now, there is group life, which we get at our workplaces, right? It's barely $50 or $100, so you don't even feel the pain. But who of you has a contract that shows that that is your policy? You don't. You just tick and say I'm part of it because it's for your employer's benefit to write off on taxes. Should you leave the job, you lose the coverage. Now by law you're given 30 days to convert into an individual if you want, but people rarely do that. So meaning that death benefit you're thinking in case of both, if you don't die from work, you won't get it anymore. Because it's supposed to be a work coverage, right? Now term life. This one I call it gambling on your life. You know how we go to church and pray for long life, you satisfy me, we confess. Yet here we are here buying temporary life coverage for 10, 20, 30 years. Basically you're telling God, I might live up to 30 years and die, but then I'm going to church to pray for long life. So this is gambling. For me, this one, I set it up for a mortgage, if I want to protect your mortgage, because I know it's 30 years. But for your life, that is gambling. That is why we have the whole life. Like Mama said, whole life covers you until 100. And you can only withdraw it once a year. Have you started cashing out?
I've never
Okay.
taken it up.
Now let me introduce you to the number 4. You see this word, universal life plan? If you've heard about the word universality, it means broad. It's trying to solve more problems at the same time. It's not just about the death benefit. I call this the family miracle. If someone understood it, you can leverage it for life. Now let me show you how the worlds are playing the game. Take a screenshot of that because I know you will have questions and we are going to be happy to answer.
Excuse me, how long is this gonna take?
We are almost done. You wanna leave?
We all have plans, we have to go.
Oh, you have to go? Yeah, don't worry. It's about, I'm almost done. Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes. Thank you for that. Yeah, so for the Index Universal Life, it's a family plan whereby it gives you 3 solutions in one. Yes, you take it as a one account, right? But it's giving you what we call a family bank strategy. That is the money I showed you growing. So part of the money you put as a premium, it goes to grow for you in an indexed protected way. Now, the second benefit is when you're living. That's why we call it living benefits. We couple it with a benefit we call critical, chronic, and terminal illness. Should our client ever get these funny things from the devil, a certain amount of money pays to take care of them, like we saw for Scott, we saw for all the examples I showed you. And lastly, in case of God has called them home, a death benefit also pays. And guess what? Money here grows tax-free and it's protected from creditors. So whenever our clients set up this plan, we also hide them in the trusts. Now, if you don't have one such a plan that universal, it is index growing new money, universal solves all the problems. Why do we work? To grow money. Why do we work? In case we are healed, we are sick. Why do we work? In case we die, we can securely transfer things to our children. Anyone has ever heard of this plan?
No.
Why would you not get this plan? What would stop you from getting this plan? Because Judith can design for you any kind, whatever you can afford. $50, $100, $200 a month, and set up a plan that can serve you a whole bit of life in the future. So what would stop you from getting this plan, guys? Let's just interact.
Is it a price or because?
No, the price is, I can design you anything.
Okay.
It's according to what you can afford.
Because what?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't know about it. Now we know.
Yeah.
So what would stop you from taking action?
So,
Yes,
once
ma'am.
you put in money there every month,
Yes,
are you gonna have any interest?
yes, Mama. So this is the part of the family growth. The
Okay.
bank, yeah. So when you
Index,
put-
it's compound.
Yeah. So when you put, let's use an example of $100. If you put $100, they're going to get the biggest part of the $100 to put in the investment part, $80, right? Then the 20% will go to cover the cost of insurance, because in case anything like this happened to you, the money that you bought is there to pay out. We call it the death benefit, right? So, and I wish you take a picture, because you can see the codes that govern it, the IRC codes. Because these are really information out there and people don't know.
And
And yes,
oh,
ma'am.
I'm sorry, how much percentage can you take if you put in?
So it depends on how much you're putting in. The more you feed your cow, obviously, the more interest. I think the question you're asking, how much interest do they give you growing?
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So depending on the indexes we help you select, there are those that are uncapped. So as far as the market goes, but my policy, which I'm going to show you, I get up to 13% interest every year if the market went
Once
up.
a year.
Yeah, but if it went down negative, I'm protected at 0.75, the way I showed you, right? Now, this is my policy, right? I don't preach what I don't preach. I mean, I don't preach what I don't do, right? So I couldn't use hers because I helped her put in an application and gladly she was approved. I was worried sometimes because, but I want to show you from my own policy. You remember when I told you when I just come and I was seeing so many GoFundMes?
Yeah.
I was like, whom do I know here in case something happened to me? Whom do I cry to? Okay, we are all here. Assume you're all my friends, right? How many of you can give me 1K without explaining? You don't ask me questions. 1,000. Just
many.
Yeah, you don't ask me. Exactly. That is what happened. So because I knew that would happen like that, I went 2023. I asked someone to help me who was qualified because I wasn't licensed. I didn't know, right? But I had read about it. I'm like, I need this account, the index, but I need someone who can help me because you have to be licensed. That's why I had to make a license. I told her you need to be a license to even teach this thing. Otherwise, they will catch you and you will go in prison for 10 years or you pay 10K instantly. So I got my license, here, I got my policy and I'm covered for 1 million. So I'm a $1 million baby. Right? My mother doesn't know, but in case of anything, she will just see money going, she'll be like, what happened? God forbid, I will not die before my mother. Right? But I'm just giving an example. Now, let me show you why I got the policy. The living benefits. I was like, the living benefits say, if she got a critical illness, up to 90% of the coverage she bought will be paid. What is 90% of 1 million?
900,000.
So if something happened to me and they pay me 900,000, why would I need your $20 GoFundMe?
No.
Right.
Unless I want to steal from people, right? In case of chronic illness, Miss Grace Navakoza, this is my name, up to 90%. And should it be terminal illness, where the doctor said she has only 12 months to live, all the 100% of the coverage she bought. What is 100% of 1 million?
A million.
This is my contract. I signed it myself. And I show it to people. You don't have to get 1 million. You can get 2 million, 3 million. They allow you. People have the money. Because the more you get, the better for your family, right? Let me show you something. Mama, I know you want to live, right? And feel free if you want to live, but we can schedule an appointment with Judith.
Yeah, we had talked over here. I can revisit you and we.
I want you guys to listen to this because sometimes when we talk, you've seen my policy, but let me show you how this knowledge, when people translate it and act, actually it has really helped people like us, even here in America. Allow me to play this, please.
When I go from event to event, sharing this story, people say, AJ, we heard about your story and we were able to meet in some families, and because of that story, they took action. That in itself gives me a kind of zeal and energy to continue to spread the story more and more. 9 years ago, I decided to relocate to the United States of America. And that was when I got the first contact with the WFG opportunity. The agent explained why it is important for me to put in place an index universal life insurance policy under Transamerica. That meeting led to me putting in place a policy for myself. She added the critical and chronic disease rider. When added to a policy, God forbid if I have any disease like cancer, stroke, Alzheimer, I'm able to access up to 90% of the death benefit in my policy as living benefit to take care of myself. 2 years down the road, I discovered that research has shown 1 out of every 4 black men will have prostate cancer in their lifetime, as long as they live above the age of 45. So that was a bit disturbing to me. And my doctor said, AJ, we need to find out the probability of cancer occurring in your prostate gland. Blood samples were taken, and out of the 12 blood samples that was taken from my prostate gland, 11 were found to be with cancer. That cancer was staged to be at stage 4. And the doctor said to me, AJ, we're not sure of even how long more you're going to live. It was a devastating day. I was depressed and I was so anxious. I've grown to be a breadwinner, and a lot of people are dependent on me. Who's going to be taking care of my children, my family? So I actually asked God a lot of questions. That why me? Why? Why would I be down with cancer? And I kept on asking that God should just help to elongate my life. But in the midst of all of this, I suddenly remembered that I had a policy. And I remember that when that policy was being set up by the agent, she told me that, God forbid if I have any ailment like cancer, I might be able to access the critical and chronic disease rider to take care of myself. It was like light shining upon me in darkness. Immediately, I called the agent. We put in the applications together, and that was submitted to Transamerica. And some weeks later, somebody called me from Transamerica, and she said, AJ, guess what? I have good news. Your application has been approved. I remember vividly how it felt. Every anxiety just disappeared in that singular statement. To be honest, I temporarily forgot about whatever is called prostate cancer. I came home, I remember, and I said, hey, honey, guess what? I just received a call from Transamerica that the claim has been approved. My wife jumped over me, she hugged me, almost carrying me to the air. Honestly, that was one of the happiest moments in our marriage. Transamerica made a promise, and they delivered on their promises. And as I sit with you here today, I am prostate cancer free. No cancer cell was found. My relationship with God is clear, and I hold that in high esteem. I believe that the more people that hear about my story, the better. For people to see that life events are real. And that is the reason why it is important for every one of us to put in place protection. When I hear stories of people taking action based on what they heard about my own story, it gives me that energy, zeal to want to continue to spread the story more and more. And that is the goal.
Amen. So that is AJ's story. AJ survived. We thank the Lord. But the question is, what is your story? All right. So that is it from me, my ladies. Celebrate her, because this is where it starts. Real people having real conversations and learning from each other. Right? Now, I am here to can book a schedule, because I know you might have questions, right? But also you might want some privacy. We are very, very, that is why even to share AJ's story, we need to get authorization, right? So we can book an appointment just to have a one-on-one. If you want to have it with Judith, or you want to have it with me, or both of us, because you're helping her, right? So I would appreciate your feedback before I give her some stage to share with you her experience and how she can also help you get started, right? First, on getting protection, on leveraging some of these accounts, but also you can join us on the mandate to educate people. AJ, he survived, right? And he was like, you know what? Let me go and get a license so I can start spreading the gospel. And the good thing, he has a story he has lived himself to share with people. Yeah, so that is it from me. So anyone, I can take your phone number and contacts, and then we can have a one-on-one if you have more questions, so that we don't keep people for a long time, right? I am happy. There are some books here I would want you to look at. The cards are here for you to answer some important questions, right? As we welcome Judith to give us some word and be coming one-on-one to collect.
This is your phone.
Yes, this is my.
You know what? Actually, Grace, I'm celebrating you. Thank you very much. I'm just standing here so that the video can record me this day, because same time next year, we shall be talking a different story. I would have moved ahead. The purpose of me calling you here, first was for us to pray together, and secondly was to launch my business as a licensed financial professional. You know that I graduated as an educator, but I've been working in the health field. You know, when you are asked something like, oh, do you have $500 that you can just remove and give somebody, and you don't have. And as children of God, the Bible says that we shall have life, and life abundantly. But it so happens that sometimes we live so much from hand to mouth as children of God, and it is a shame. And so when somebody shows us a way how we can enjoy abundant life, sometimes we are resistant to that. And when I heard about this, what pained me a lot is the fact that we work so much here. We work in this country, we work a lot. But we have nothing to show off, because we just live from paycheck to paycheck. And if you miss a paycheck twice, you could be on the street. Yeah. And that makes me to shiver. When I heard of Index Universal Life, I said, bring it on. And while I'm talking with the passion and I get emotional, I learned it late. So if you are here and you are under 50, honestly, you need to take action so that you put this money and let this money build and let this money be used in your lifetime. You enjoy your money. Most of the time we brush these things away. The white folks are enjoying, because from the child, they have already kept the money aside for that child. We are the ones wallowing in credit card debt. We are the ones that have to live with our parents up to when we are 40. Even we marry, or and still stay in our parents' house. Because when we go out there, we may not even be able to pay our own bills. It is so painful, but information is power. And that is why I remember Sandra was asking me, what are we having? What are we having? Are we going to have a sales pitch? And then I said, I will tell you what Philip told Nathaniel. Come and see. So information is power. I'm very sure everybody has had something that they have never had before. Yes. But the question is, are we willing to take action? Are we willing to act on it? So I am 60. You celebrated me last year, I turned 60. So I didn't qualify for $1 million like her. When you are in your 30s, 20s, I pushed Wema into it. And he was, yeah. I said, if you enter it now, your premium would be maybe $45, $50, which is less than a phone bill. Yeah. And your money is compounding at less than your own phone bill. Right. Don't wait to be 60 like me, and then you are saying, oh, I wish I knew. Now you know. You are young enough to take action and make this thing happen for you. So I didn't qualify for the big. Because even if I call it because I'm in good health, okay, thank God for that. I don't have anything behind my name, all this blood pressure, blood sugar, blah, blah, blah. By the grace of God, I'm whole and healthy. But why it's unaffordable to me is because at my age, if the million is put, maybe I'll be paying 1,500 premium per month.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so I look and say, those of you who are young, take action now. Just grab it like this. Yes, honey.
So I want a question. Like you said, it's good to get it early. Now, let's say I'm 20 and I want to get the life insurance, the interest life insurance, and I'm
Yes.
paying $45 or $50 a month.
Yes.
So is that going to increase as I get older, or I'm going to be paying the $45?
It increases.
Design it to be the same. She means changing.
No, she's talking about her premiums.
Okay.
Does her premium stay the
If I'm
same?
getting older,
As she gets older, is the premium gonna change?
No, it's not
So
gonna
the
change.
premium is
It's
stable.
locked into the age
That's
that
why we
you
have
bought
to
it at.
start earlier.
Yeah.
Because when you wait,
Yes.
your risk is getting higher. So what you would have gotten at for $50 now
Yeah,
is going to be
it locks
$300.
in.
Yeah.
And that is the trouble we are having with people. Some
Exactly.
of them come when they already have illnesses. And
Yes. The older you grow, the things come to your body. So, you know, gambling with life, you know, I bought a term life policy. Before I turned 50, I bought, I didn't know better. If I had this information, I would not have taken that policy. Let me tell you just what I learned. I'm 60 now. My term life policy, I had to revise it because it used to go up every year. By 2019, it had come up to 178,000 per month. I saw that was too much because they would revise it every time. I called the company, I asked them. They told me we can level it and we are going to take it up to 93. That is when I'm 93 years old. Term life does not have any benefits. You take it for 30 years, you better die. 29 and a half, you should be dead. Yeah, if you are 20 years and you take a 30-year policy, when you are 49 and a half, please die. So that money can be given to your beneficiaries. You don't have any benefit when you are still alive. Term life also doesn't grow any cash value. Nothing. It is like putting your money in a hole and you will never go to fish it out. So the sad news that I learned that when I turn 65, 4 years from now, when I turn 65, they will quadruple my premium to throw me out, or they cap it. They tell me that they cannot cover me anymore. So they will make it difficult for me once I clock 65. Because you know, as we age, things start happening to our body. Uncle Arthur will visit, this one blood sugar. They know things happen as we grow older. By the grace of God, God keeps us healthy. But we know that as we grow older, we also have issues. And that means they don't want to cover us.
No, it's not sorry. No, she's still talking. It's not
Yeah, so that
Mama Rachel. She's still talking.
Rachel, was your question answered?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
So today's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. In fact, thank you for honoring me. She told me she wanted to go somewhere else after this function. I told her, come, we shall finish early. And I'm so honored, and thank you. You also know where now your sister comes from, right? So it is a win-win situation. And happy birthday to you. Yes. So we are booking the one-on-ones. Yeah, because you can take some food. Those of you who want to go with some Kenyan food, let me get you go on.
We are booking a one-on-one.
Yeah, go ahead. I thought we don't have the graveyard one, like I said.
Now, excuse me, just because people are leaving, I wanted to, it wouldn't be fair if I don't welcome you to the opportunity, right? Mama, happy birthday, by the way. Let me just put the announcement. 1 second, right? It will be absurd if I do not show you this opportunity, right? So the opportunity, you can also join this mandate. just like Judith did, right? What is it all about? You've already seen what we do. The whole idea is to help you join the mandate of growing alpha generation stewards. I want to help you get a license, know these things by yourself, and you can teach people, right? Now, do you want to teach them for free? Yes, you can. But if you want to make some money, you can get a license, and guess what? You can also help other people. If I'd not said yes to learning and getting a license, all these people, including Judith, might not have known this information, right? Now, because I know this information, a veteran is the one who introduced me to this opportunity. After he wrote my policy, I told him, this is so much information. How come my scientists in CDC don't know nothing? We are all educated.
That slide that had
The financial champion.
no, the last slide before this one.
God bless you.
This-
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is my team.
Joy, I have a
Okay.
a question or an issue about this, because I've seen it before. And this, everything else you presented makes sense, but this one, it feels Ponzi to me. Like you have to recruit.
No, you don't have to
grow
recruit.
your team.
Have I recruited you?
No. Of course, you can only be recruited
Yeah.
if you accept to be recruited.
No, so here, I was showing you my team of people that have been able to get licensed, right? As you can see, there are those that are not licensed, but does it stop them from having their own policies? No. Knowing their education? No. Right? For me, I was showing you a sketch of my team and how I'm impacting people, right? And let me show you the impact. This is the guy who wrote my policy. And I was the one who asked him, how do I know this information so I can educate other people? Because we were all stacked up in CDC, high scrappers, labs and whatever, but we were paycheck to paycheck. Something was lacking. We had to change. And guess what? Because I said yes and educate people, doctor from North Carolina, he also got a license, right? He actually wrote his first policy recently. I haven't just updated. This is a IT professional in California. We've never met, but I just trained him and I showed him, if you get the license in California, you can access these companies and teach people. Is he part of me? No, I just guide him like I'm guiding. Have you seen me dragging Judith, like do this and do that? I'm just helping and supporting. She has an extra 1,500 on the side with this professional, right? Just educating families. Andrew, 1,900 on the side, educating families and helping families. This is a Jamaican lady. She got educated and now she's educating people, right? Myself, by the grace of God.
Judy, we will talk,
Right?
okay?
Yeah.
Thank
you, sweetie.
We will talk.
I know you.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Well,
Okay.
we are working together, team leverage. So just like you have the benefit of you working in your...
She has another engagement.
So these are commissions the companies pay you when people open accounts that they need, like a trust, a will. These are the commissions.
So every time you sign up someone, you do get a commission.
No, when you do an account for someone.
When you do a policy.
Yes, a policy.
That is in that
Yeah,
same as signing up?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
When they do, so that is where the commission
But
comes.
that's like any agent.
Now,
Like if
this
like your auto agent signs you up for a policy, he's gonna get a commission off of
yeah,
that.
once you do the process, really,
Yeah.
not just because I talked to you, no. Yeah, so that is how, so this, I'm just showing people another income source you can supplement with your
It's like a different stream of
occupation.
income if you wanna sign
Exactly,
up for it.
if
Yeah.
you want to. Because if you don't, still other people will do it and they will
Right.
be comfortable, right? So it will be unfair for me if I don't show that, yet it's also a privilege. And recently, I was celebrated for having made 50K on the side, educating families, on top of my science
Can I
career.
have one thing?
Yeah, you have one?
Yeah, can I have one key from you?
No, you have to do And what do you really need? What do you really need to do to get a license with her so you can have access to these companies? You're independent. She has her own license. I have my own license. If she messes up, it's up to her, right? All you need is we are going to do a clear background check on you.
Yeah.
That is a must. If you're not ready, you have criminal record, don't even bother. Then they get you a business ID. If you see, all of us had some business ID just to protect your identity from the open space, right? But you can see it's attached to my name. So that is just $125. That money you can spend anywhere. Then they will set up your class for the state, and then you do an exam. If you pass, just like we did driving license, you get your license for the state first, where you stay.
I have another question.
Yes, Mama.
So Judy is in your team.
Yeah.
When Judy gets me to sign a policy, she gets a commission.
She gets a
Do
commission.
you get a commission based on that?
So because I train her, just to empower her, the company will give me something just because I
So
train her.
that's why you feel responsible.
That's the Ponzi thing. That's why I feel like it sounds.
She's saying because it
Feels
trickles
it sounds
down.
Ponzi because
No,
it's like a
so-
pyramid thing.
She's
And now
independent.
the multi-level.
Pyramid.
She's independent. She can decide to write your policy in any other company, right? But so the agent, we have regulatory agencies, right? You're independent. Imagine everyone was doing whatever they wanted just because I'm